Imagine you're flying from India to Japan or maybe to Australia or even USA. Now imagine you get a chance to spend up to 96 hours exploring Singapore without applying for Singapore tourist visa. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it is real. But here's the catch. Not every Indian passport holders qualifies for this. And unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation online. Some people claim Singapore is now visa free for Indians, while others think anyone can simply walk out of the airport during a layover. That's not how it works. In this video, I'll explain everything that you need to know about Singapore's visa-free transit facility. Who is eligible, what documents are needed, some common mistakes to avoid, some travel hacks that could help you to save both your time and money. So if Singapore is on your bucket list or you are planning an international trip soon, stay until the end because I will also share a few lesser known tips that most of the travelers don't know about. First, let's clear up the biggest misconception. Singapore has not made Indian passport visa free for tourism. Instead, Singapore offers something called Visa Free Transit Facility or VFTF. This facility allows eligible Indian nationals to enter Singapore for up to 96 hours while they are transiting to or from another country. Think of it as a bonus stopover rather than a free tourist visa. For example, if you are flying from India to Singapore and then Australia, or USA, Singapore to India, and you meet all the eligibility conditions, you may be able to leave the airport, explore the city and return to your onward flights without obtaining a separate tourist visa for Singapore. That's what makes this facility so useful. So who is eligible for this? This is the most important part of this video. Not everyone qualifies to use the visa-free transit facility. You must generally hold an Indian passport, be in transit to or from any other country, have a confirmed onward flights which is departing within 96 hours. And one more important requirement. You must hold a valid visa or long-term residence permit issued by eligible countries such as US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Germany or Switzerland. For example, you have received an Australian tourist visa. Instead of flying directly from India to Australia, you can book a flight from India to Singapore to Australia. If all eligibility requirements are met, you may be allowed to enter Singapore during your transit. That's an amazing opportunity to experience one of Asia's most beautiful cities without paying a separate Singapore tourist visa. But who is not eligible for this VFTF facility? If you are traveling from India to Singapore and then back to India, because Singapore is your destination, not your transit point. So in this case, you will not be eligible. That's one of the biggest mistakes travelers make while booking their flights. Important thing to know here is that even if you satisfy every requirement, entry into Singapore is not guaranteed. The final decision always rests with the immigration officer at the checkpoint. That's why it's important to carry all your supporting documents. These documents includes your passport, valid visa or a resident permit, confirmed onward tickets, hotel bookings if staying overnight, proof of sufficient funds if requested. This might be optional. Being well prepared helps make the immigration process much smoother. Now let me tell you what you can do in 96 hours in Singapore. Well, 4 days in Singapore is actually enough to experience many of its highlights. You can visit Marina Bay Sands, Garden by the Bay, Maryland Park, Clarke Quay, Chinatown, Little India, Sentosa Island, Universal Studios Singapore, Jewel Changi Airport and Singapore Flyer. Even if your transit is only 24 to 36 hours, you can still comfortably cover many of these places. Instead of spending your layover inside the airport, you can turn it into a mini vacation. Now let's talk about some practical tips and tricks that most people don't know. Number 1 is try booking a longer layover. Instead of a 3-hour connection, choose for a 24 to 48-hour layover if the airline allows it. Sometimes it can even come with a little extra cost. Number 2, choose flights that are arriving early in the morning. You will get almost the entire day for sightseeing instead of reaching late at night. Next, stay near the metro station. Singapore's metro system is incredibly efficient. You won't need expensive taxis for covering most of the places. Number 4, buy an Easy Link card or use contactless payment wherever accepted. It makes traveling on public transport so much easier. Next is visit Jewel Changi Airport before your departure. Many travelers skip it because they think it's just another airport terminal, but in reality it feels like a tourist attraction with famous indoor waterfalls, gardens, shopping and restaurants. You can easily spend several hours there. Number 6, avoid weekends if possible. Popular attractions become much busier, especially Sentosa and Marina Bay. Number 7, carry a universal travel adapter. Singapore has Type G electrical sockets which are different from India's, so carrying a universal adapter becomes a necessity. Next is use these apps like Grab for taxi booking, Google Maps for navigation, City Mapper, Klooks for booking attractions and tickets, Trip.com for your hotel bookings. Download these apps before your travel and these can help you save both time and money. Moving on to the next section where we bust some of the few myths. Myth number 1. Every Indian can visit Singapore without a visa. No, as I said earlier, only eligible travelers using the VFTF facilities can do that. Number 2, a layover automatically gives you permission to leave the airport. Again, that's a myth. You still need to meet the VFTF requirements and the immigration officers make the final decision. Number 3, you can stay as long as you want. The maximum stay under this facility is only 96 hours. My final advice to you will be, before booking your flights, always check the latest eligibility criteria on Singapore's Immigration and Checkpoint Authority website. Travel policies change from time to time. If your itinerary qualifies, the visa-free transit facility is fantastic way to experience Singapore without applying for a separate tourist visa. With a little planning, you can turn a routine layover into an unforgettable stopover. If you are planning a trip to Japan, Australia, New Zealand, USA, Canada or any other destination that has connecting flight through Singapore, this option is definitely worth considering. I hope this guide helped clear up the confusion around Singapore's visa-free transit facility. If you found it useful, give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone planning an international trip soon. You never know who might save time and money because of this information. If you enjoy practical travel guides, visa updates, budget tips and destination planning, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, happy wandering!